So, the Steeler offense today kicked 6 field goals. Yeah, I said the Steeler offense today kicked 6 field goals because that's all the offense did today. And yet somehow the Steelers still won this game. Let's talk about it, shall we? What's going on, everybody? I am Mac. Back with another video. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Instagram. Link is in the box below. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 1-0, baby. We're 1-0. 18-10. We get it done over the Atlanta Falcons down in Atlanta. I know I'm really late with this this post game here. Busy day for me today, but hey, better late than never. So, I'm just going to say this right now about the offense. With the quarterback situation going on right now, I don't know the full extent about Russ. I'm just going to have to look more into it a little bit, but he was inactive for today's game despite him being in full pads in the uniform. So wrap your head around that one, go figure that one out. In comes Justin Fields to start today for us, and you guys know me. I've said repeatedly on this channel, I am not a Justin Fields guy. I don't like how the guy plays. I don't think he makes good decisions. I don't think that he processes stuff mentally fast enough. So I'm not going to rip on him for this game because it was basically just a last-minute thing for him, and he didn't really have the time to prepare. But at the same time, I'm not going to say that he did a great job either. He did very above average, in my opinion. I mean, nothing terrible, but nothing amazing at the same time. So I think that's a fair assessment that what I'm going to give for Justin Fields. But at the same time, man, like I said, he has to have better decision making abilities. He's got to hold on to the snaps. He's got to be able to read defenses better. And more importantly, the thing I rip on him about the most is that he holds on to the ball way too long. And I know that his legs are he uses his legs to his advantage, and that's his biggest attribute that he has as a passer in the pocket. But the NFL is fast, man. Split-second decisions. You got to be able to process a decision. But like I said, I'm not going to get on him for this game because he wasn't supposed to start today. So our offense today only had 18 points because our offense today was Chris Boswell. He kicked 6 field goals today, and that set a record for the most field goals in a game, I believe, and he hit, 3 or 4 of them from 50 plus? Wow. So Chris Boswell's definitely the MVP today offensively for us, even though it's special teams, but he was the whole offense today for us, man. You know what this game reminded me of? This game reminded me of the last time we won a playoff game, actually. The divisional game against Kansas City in the winter of 2017. Went into Arrowhead, kicked 6 field goals against the Chiefs, and beat them almost by the same score, 18-16. The only difference in that game is that we actually had a damn good offense. And I'm not saying that the offense is horrible for us, but the offense just missed opportunity after missed opportunity. And when you're in the league like that, especially in today's league where everything's predicated around the quarterback's life being as easy as possible, and you have all these big playmakers on offense, you got to cash in on opportunities. And I think no play exemplified that better than in the fourth quarter when it was 4th and 1 and they couldn't get it on a QB sneak right there. It's amazing, man, that how I'm not going to say unprepared, and I'm not going to say how terribly we played today. We could have won this game by double digits. So that's just remarkable in itself right there. In the first quarter, I thought it was just going to be a long day for the whole team in the first quarter because Atlanta was just marching all the way down the field, and you got a sense that it was just going to be a long day, and they were living up to the hype because they got Kirk Cousins in the offseason. They have a new head coach in Raheem Morris, and Zach Robinson's their OC. First drive, I think we got incredibly lucky. We held them to a field goal, and Elliott had a pick on Kirk Cousins as well. I will say the refs were very questionable in this game too. A lot of things that were just like, what? It doesn't make any sense. Or like, you expect them to do better. Like, I think Jesse Bates should have had a penalty thrown at him for ripping off Najee Harris's helmet in the first quarter. And say what you want about TJ Watt lining off sides on that play where he strip sacked Kirk Cousins. I think it's a little ticky-tacky right there, but that illegal use of hands later in the game, just awful, you know? But I'm not sitting down here blaming the officiating, even though that they did have some very questionable calls in this game. The Steelers were able to overcome that. Second quarter comes along. Steelers were down 10-9 at halftime. And the moment I thought that the Falcons were just going to run away with this game actually came in that quarter when, after that penalty by TJ, that in my opinion shouldn't have been, wide open, Kirk Cousins to Kyle Pitts in the end zone to give Atlanta a 10-6 lead, blown coverage right there. I mean, that just cannot happen right there. You're missing your assignment. You're not playing press right there. No man-to-man, just the typical soft zone right there, and they completely miss Kyle Pitts right there. Easy touchdown to make it 10-6, and of course, Boswell hits it to make it 10-9. Third quarter, fumble recovery by TJ Watt on a bad snap, and he was just all over Kirk Cousins today, man. Like, Kirk had no chance. Like, in my pregame, I said that we needed to make Kirk work, and boy, did they ever. I mean, TJ was all there all day today. Plain and simple. And that fumble recovery was amazing. Like I said, there was a real terrible illegal use of the hands call, but then the fourth quarter comes along, and Dante Jackson, who dropped an interception earlier in the game, made up for it and came up with essentially the game-winning interception on Kirk Cousins. Put us in the red zone, and we failed to score a touchdown again. But overall, I mean, the defense just did incredible. Controlling the second half and plays with your offense, keeping Atlanta off the field, dominating them in yardage in the second half. TJ Watt, everything, the physicality. It was just there, man. So the defense was definitely there to play today, man. But it's just the offense, man. You get so many chances to put a touchdown on the board, and you can't close. You can't get it done right there. So overall, it's a W at the end of the day. You take it because you especially take it now because look at this, Steeler fans. The Steelers are the only team in the AFC North to win in week 1. Baltimore lost on Thursday night to Kansas City by a toe in the back of the end zone. Not after Lamar Jackson missed Zay Flowers wide open and Rashad Bateman just gave up on the route for no reason. The Bengals lost to the Patriots today. Yeah, the Patriots went into Cincinnati and beat the Bengals. And the Browns, as I speak right now, are getting absolutely destroyed at home by the Dallas Cowboys. So I think it was a really good – I think it's amazing on the Steelers' part that they were able to take advantage of the AFC North not playing well today, and we were the only one in the division to walk away with a W. Now, of course, I mean, you got to take advantage of that next week as too. We go to Denver next week to play the Broncos. We're still on the road. Hopefully, Russ can play in that game because I know he's itching to play at his former team right there. But, yeah, it was a good day to be a Steeler fan. I can tell you that right now. just a really good physicality performance. Like I said, man, TJ, a sack, multiple plays were called back due to very questionable calls. And overall, with the offensive play calling in general, a lot of people were giving it flack, but I really think Arthur Smith did better than what people thought. I mean, the end arounds were there. I saw the Steelers doing a lot of play action today, which they never did under Matt Canada, let alone with Kenny Pickett. Um, yeah, I mean, I like the play calling. You see Justin Fields going out there showing some confidence. So there's something I'll give Justin Fields for today. He was throwing dots to George Pickens, who made spectacular catch after spectacular catch, man. He's got to work on staying in bounds sometimes. And then that terrible offensive pass interference call on him, by the way, too, that took away an amazing reception from him. But yeah, overall, I think Arthur Smith called a really good game on offense today. It was just more so questionable calls by the refs and the way that it was executed is what I saw the issue with. But overall, I'm not complaining too much about Arthur Smith. Zach Frazier with the O-line, I thought did pretty well for his NFL debut. You know, you got to know that he's young. It's his rookie year. He's got a lot of time to marinate. But I saw him have a really solid day today. He was able to get snaps off on time. I think he blocked well. And, again, he's a young kid. It's going to take him a little bit, but I like what I saw. Obviously, center was the biggest need that we needed. That was our biggest priority going into the offseason, and we addressed it with that pick with him. But overall, you got to call it an upgrade from last year, especially with how the 49er game went. O-line in general, I think, did pretty well. Well, I think the O-line did better than what people say as well. There were holes being opened up for Najee. There were holes being opened up for Jalen Warren. So definitely the run blocking, I think, has improved a little bit. It's just the pass blocking to me that needs to be improved upon. But overall, it's a W. All three of the other teams lost today. You take it and you build off of that. So that's what I got to say for this one. We get it done 18-10 over Atlanta, and we'll go from there. I don't know if I'll have a video out tomorrow. If I do, it's probably just going to be about, if we should start Russell Wilson or continue to go with Justin Fields. But we'll see, man. That's really all I had to say. Again, I know this is incredibly late, but there was just stuff I had to do. Let me know what you think down in the comments. This is Mac checking on out for the day. Have a good one, everybody.